What is good, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to tell you something which is pretty obvious and which you all have heard a bunch of times already, but I've recently gotten this from a podcast and I just thought, well, that would be a good topic to talk about in the YouTube video. So without further ado, the thing I'm going to tell you in this video is that I want you to do basically more of everything. And like this video is also just a reminder for you to expect the hard work and to expect to do more than you think you're capable of doing, so to speak. Because, well, when you start your dojo, you're really fast like in this mood where you're like, well, I'm gonna get to 50, 100 students, 200 students really, really quick, or I'm gonna get to 10K per month really, really quick with my school. And then you start and then you just realize, all right, it's actually a little more work than I expected to get there. And it's like the barrier between your expectations are up here, but then reality is probably like completely. I can't even put my finger where it is on my hand. So basically, the higher you then fall because the expectations were up here, the reality is down here. The higher you fall, the more likely you're, so to speak, to quit or to just resist the work even more because, well, like ideally you don't even have any expectations really. Like you should still have like a goal and all of that, but you should just be like, well, I want to be there, but I don't care how long it takes. All I'm gonna do is to just do as much work every single day as I can. So basically you need to define the equation of this is the outcome, this is what I need to do, and then you just need to 10x the input. So basically just remove the goal and just focus on the input. So let's say you need to, I don't know, what could it be? Let's say you need to run ads online to get new students and you're at 25 students right now and you want to get to 100 students and you need to run ads and you figured out that per student you need to spend what, like $100 on ads roughly. Let's just keep the math simple here. So all right, to get to 20, so get to 100 students from 25 students, you need to spend 75. Well, I don't know the math exactly here right now, but you need to spend a lot of money on ads, so to speak. I think it's like 7,500. Well, that's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, 7,000. You need to spend $7,500 on ads. Sorry for that. My brain was kind of lacking there. It should be right. Yeah, it is actually. Anyway, so you need to spend $7,500 on ads in order to get from 25 to 100 students. If your cost per acquisition per student would be $100, what like any other person would do. All right, I'm just gonna spend $1,500 on this process. But well, first of all, the question is, how do you know that this data is accurate? Like you might have done the math there, but you don't know. Well, obviously the market can like always fuck you up with COVID or whatever happens, right? But like stuff can always come in your way, but also like you don't know, like it will probably be maybe even a little lower, like your cost per student acquisition when you're at 90 students than you are when you're at 25 students. So just to do what I said earlier, like just 10x the input. So just be like, well, per student I'm probably rather gonna have to spend $1,000. And then you're like, all right, well, how do I pull this off? And then you're like really thinking, because, well, to spend that much on ads, you don't have that much budget yet, right? So you're really thinking, all right, what could I then do better? Well, like my sales process, it's okay, but it could just be a little better. Or you're just like, well, I really gotta double check if I'm using the right CRM to turn leads into people showing up at my school, right? So you really like just ask yourself all of these questions. You're like, well, I could do this better, I could do that better, I could do that better. And really, I want you to do this until you don't know what you can do better. Like, this is basically what it means to give it your best. Like, you could still improve this, but you're like, nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm just gonna take now the day off. Or now there's this other thing, let's work on that. Like, you have to understand that you basically just need to work on what is most painful to you right now. Like, just like, let's say you come to me and you're like, right, like let's say I give you 2 hours and you create an ad for your school, and I say, right, you get 2 hours, let's create an ad. You come back to me 2 hours later and you're like, well, this is the ad I created, this is the copy I have, this is the strategy for this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, also this can even apply if you're a total beginner. Like, let's say you're a total beginner and you have 2 hours. Well, you're gonna come back to me and you're gonna be like, well, I came up with this. I'm gonna be like, nice. And then I'm gonna say, all right, let's say I give you another 2 hours. What would you do? And you would probably say, if you're a total beginner, well, I would probably just spend like 1 hour 45 to just watch YouTube videos or to just learn about it on articles or whatever is out there. And then I'm gonna spend the last 15 minutes to improve it, and I'm gonna say to her, do this. And then you come back to me, and I'm like, well, what if I would give you another 4 hours, and you would be like, well, I could do this, 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 and that. I'm like, all right, go and do it. Now, let's say I then tell you, all right, I'm gonna give you now another 20 hours to improve those ads. What would you do? And you're like, well, 20 hours, that's a lot of time. So, well, I would probably restart structure it completely. Like, I would even maybe have time to talk to find like a good designer or whatever it is, right? So you just would come up like with more creative ways on how to really make this the best. Like, and I'm like, all right, then go and do it. Like, just spend 20 more hours on it. And like eventually you'll come to the point where you're just like, well, I don't like it's done in me. I don't know how to do this better. I've done everything, right? And this is basically how I want you to see everything. Like, say we could apply the same system with creating a sales system, same system, sorry for that, for creating a sales system for your school. We could apply this to everything, to making your classes better. Like, all right, you get 2 hours to make your class better. You do this, this, and that. And then I said, hey, all right, you get another 2 hours to do that. And then I don't know, maybe you search for someone new who can give you equipment for your school, etc. They just 10x the input into everything. Like, just do more of everything. This is the message from this video. And like, don't expect that great results. Like, just expect the hard work, expect the suffering, and don't expect results. This is just what I want you to learn in this video, to really understand. Like, you only can focus on the processes and what you put in, but you can't really focus on the outputs. That's a good message to close this video. If you want more students for your school, there's a link in the description. Click it or not, I don't care. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.